You are never going to believe this. I mean, what are the chances? Talk about serendipity meeting someone. Holy cow. How is it we can do some amazing and sometimes unexplainable things, like heal our own bodies by the power of our thoughts? Mother's intuition, the law of attraction. Can we really tap into our subconscious mind? Can we really create our own realities? It begs the question, are we novice gods? Welcome back to the documentary series, Are We Novice Gods? Today we're going to talk about the serendipity meeting someone. You know, just what are the chances that you would run into someone just like this? And I'm going to tell you my story today. First, let me just explain what this documentary series is all about. I am creating this series because I think there's more going on to life than what we're normally told, and if you take life just at face value. There's all these amazing things and sometimes unexplainable things that happen to us, such as serendipity. We're going to talk about serendipity. We're going to talk about belief, how you can heal yourself with your belief. Think of the placebo effect. We're going to talk about manifesting, visualizing. We're going to talk about the power of intentions, the power of words, all these other things on how it is we can create amazing things in our lives, abundance and all sorts of wonderful things. And I hope that what we talk about today will be a regular on this series about you're never going to believe this. But let me tell you what happened today. Okay, so I'm starting this documentary series, Are We Novice Gods? It's scary to me. It frightens the heck out of me to be in front of the camera. I am a documentary filmmaker. I'm a commercial filmmaker. Usually I'm behind the camera. Usually I'm the writer. I'm the producer. I'm the director. I'm not in front. I'm not as vulnerable and as naked as I feel like here. But I've been starting this series anyway. I've been kind of procrastinating and putting it off and doing other things that were supposedly important and not starting this series because I was just so nervous. What am I going to look foolish? Just so self-conscious about it. Well, I decided I was finally going to go out and start. And so I shot segments for the pilot today. I went to the library and shot a series of sequences there. And as I was kind of finishing up, I passed this woman. Nobody else was in the upper part of the library. I was there filming alone, which was great. And then I passed this woman, and I looked at her kind of strange, and she looked at me kind of strange, and I thought, I think that's my new client. Well, it turns out it was this new client that I had just started working for. In fact, this week, just the beginning of this week was when I got the project. But we've never met. In fact, I didn't even think I thought she lived 100 miles away, and because I live in this small farming community up in the mountains, and anyway, so I didn't know she lived in my town. I didn't know she was here, and she just happened to come to the library at the same time that I was filming, and we had this serendipitous. How do you say it? Anyway, we had the serendipity of meeting someone. And has this happened to you? Have you accidentally, coincidentally bumped into someone that you think of the coincidence, you think of the chances, but mostly we don't think of that. We just dismiss it and go, wow, what a happy, lucky accident. And we don't think of the deeper implications. Well, with this documentary series, I'm examining some questions. What is it? What is it that we're made of? Do we have part of God within us? Are we part of His family in a way that we can create amazing things like that? And so when strange coincidences, when serendipity, when it happens, I want to look at that and I want to evaluate why. So let me just explain just a little bit about the situation. So I'd never met this client before. We talked on the phone several times, never met in person. She had uploaded through Dropbox the files for me to edit. It was an simple edit project, and because of that I'd seen her, but other than that didn't know who she was. And we ended up chatting for a long time, talking about the project and other things. But one of the things that impressed me is I started to think, why did this happen? What's the meaning of getting together? You know, was there a higher purpose to it? Are we part of the universe, and the universe brings and manifests these wonderful things to our lives that we don't, that come by accident, or did we create them? I'm not really sure. We're going to be examining that in this series. But anyway, right now, I just wanted to share that strange coincidence that I bumped into her. Excuse me. And then I thought, well, while we're talking, what is the reason that we got together? Now, she said a couple of things that I wanted to present to you, so that whenever you are have one of those crazy chance meetings with someone, that you will think, okay, what is the universe trying to tell me? Is there a message here for me? Well, the first thing was, she mentioned, I told her what I was doing, that I was filming this series and that I had been procrastinating and putting it off, and she recommended an editor friend that I could use to create these, so that, and she said, if that's the thing that's stopping you, seeing yourself on camera, hearing yourself on the microphone, if that's what's stopping you, there's a way around that. And I thought maybe that's it. You know, is there something that's stopping you? Is something that's stopping me, and how do I get around that? Is that what the universe wanted me to hear today? Was that what the serendipity was all about? I'm not sure. But I do think that there is serendipity that brings amazing coincidences together. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, I started to tell her about the content for this story that we're going to talk about, visualizing and manifesting and crazy, things like serendipity, and really tapping into, do we have higher power within us that we can bring about in our lives, that we can create abundance and wonderful things? Well, she started to tell some amazing stories. I'm hoping to have her on a future interview once we're done with this launch of her conference that she's putting on. And I think she's going to have some amazing stories. She told me about her process that she does every morning, where she spends at least 2 minutes a day visualizing the end result of this conference that she's putting on. She says she can see herself opening up her PayPal account, and she has a number that is in her head that is in there, and right down to the cents. She has that figured out, and she feels what it feels like, and she's just experiencing this right now. So anyway, that is kind of the stuff that we're going to talk about on this show. I hope you stick with me. I hope that you find out, if you want to find out what happened on the other side of her thing, make sure you click subscribe so that I can let you know when we film her segment. But also think today, when you have a coincidence, when you have this chance accident, this serendipitous, whatever, however you say that, fortunate thing that happens to you, think about, is there a higher reason? Is there a purpose? Is there a message that you need to hear? I think there certainly was for me. Kind of got me off my keister, and I filmed the whole segment, and I filmed this, and really getting ready for getting more shows together for you so that we can really flesh out this documentary series. But I'm anticipating having a lot more of these segments of, you're never going to believe this. Because, what are the mathematical chances that this client I've never met before, that we would recognize each other, be in the very same small town library at the very same time? The chances are just, it doesn't make sense. What does make sense, which still blows your mind, is that there is higher power out there. That the universe is so well connected with all of the intelligences out there that it brings about great things such as serendipitous encounters. So anyway, that's a little bit about a serendipity of meeting someone. I hope you stick with me, and we'll explore this question further on a lot of different levels. Are we novice gods? Thanks for joining me. How is it we can do some amazing and unexplainable things? Join me as I look at the evidences that show we have untapped godlike power within us. Click subscribe to catch more episodes, or ring the bell and get notified when a new video comes out.